On the day of his death, 1-year-old Simon Sparrow was an otherwise healthy boy. It took only 24 hours for the superbug, MRSA, to take him away. Now, 100 years ago, infectious disease was the #1 cause of death. But with the discovery of antibiotics, our fortunes changed. And I'm sure everyone in this room has had to rely on them at some point in their lives. So what if they'd stop working? Well, according to the World Health Organization, that is the bleak scenario we are currently facing. The price tag, an estimated 10 million extra lives per year, and a staggering 100 trillion, that's $100,000 billion in expenses up to 2050, unless alternatives to antibiotics become available. On the other hand, over the past decade, scientists have come to the insight that the vast majority of bacteria on our skin is actually beneficial and should be left intact. Now, antibiotics do not distinguish between bad and good bacteria, and their use induces resistance. With our endolysin technology, for the first time, it is possible to kill only the unwanted bacteria, regardless of resistance, without releasing toxins in the environment and without inducing resistance. Staphefekt, our first endolysin, kills Staphylococcus aureus, including the very resistant MRSA. One bacterial species, you may say, but this single species causes the majority of all skin and soft tissue infections, and many others, ranging from simple school sores to deadly bloodstream infections. Now, earlier this year, the BBC featured our technology, putting the international radar on our technology and enabling us to help thousands of people. But we got to remember that they represent only a fraction of the millions who stand to benefit from our technology today. Because with endolysin technology, we can treat eczema without corticosteroids. We can treat infections without antibiotics. We can give a 17-year-old boy suffering from an immune disease causing boils all over his body his life back. We can even treat MRSA in diabetic wound infections, preventing amputation. Now, I hope this introduction has triggered your interest in endolysin technology. But more importantly, I hope it motivates you to help us in our quest to reach the millions of people who stand to benefit today. There is no need to wait, and there is no time to lose. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the presentation. My first question is, at what stage are you now?
Maybe someone can bring the product. I will give it to you.
Yeah. So is it ready? Is it
yeah, we're on the market.
certified?
We have a first series of topical products for eczema, for rosacea, for acne on the market under the Gladskin brand. It is doing phenomenally well. It is changing lives. People are sending thank you notes.
Is it a cream or is it?
It's a cream. We got a gel. We got a liquid solution for wounds. Okay. And yeah, it's unstoppable, and it should. But still, people need to know. Otherwise, you know, they won't find their way to the product.
So it's not a medication?
No, but we are registering several products as a drug. There's a, you may have seen the BBC feature, there's a trial ongoing, actually fully enrolled 100 patients in Erasmus Medical Center, pediatric dermatology, Professor Pasmans. The outcome is expected in February, unblinding. But we're also registering drugs for diabetic wound infections and several other indications, prosthetic joint infections. Yeah. So we're very far along, and we have the products on the market. So it's being used by doctors already, as it is available.
Okay. And what is the channel you are selling it? Through doctors, pharmacies? Or?
It's available in all pharmacies in the Netherlands, but increasingly in Germany and the UK now, and also it's sold through the internet. Yeah.
Very impressive. Do you have any questions? Then thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.